Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spring Global on Western Spring Television. Here are the top stories of the news. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has urged Nigerians to ignore all manner of prophecies predicting the outcome of next month's election. Appeal Court reinstates Dauda Lawal Dare as the Zamfara PDP governorship candidate. On the foreign scene, Republican Kevin McCarthy elected United States House Speaker after 15 rounds of voting. Good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. My name is Tunde Ido. General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has urged Nigerians to ignore all manner of prophecies in circulation predicting the outcome of the February 25th, 2023 presidential election. The octogenarian Pentecostal preacher advised Nigerians to get their permanent voter cards ready to vote for their preferred candidate in the forthcoming election. Pastor Adeboye spoke last night at the RCCG monthly Holy Ghost service at the church international headquarters along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. According to him, anybody prophesying that a particular candidate will win the race for the country's top job and succeed the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari is deceiving Nigerians. Pastor Adeboye also disclosed that his detractors sent the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC after him when he owned a private jet some years back. The General Overseer explained that he got his jet to aid his ministerial works and mobility across continents and nations where RCCG has parishes. The presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has assured Nigerian youths that his administration will make them job creators and not job seekers. The APC presidential candidate gave the assurance at the Tinubu Shetima National Youth Town Hall meeting held in Abuja yesterday, noting that the youth will play key roles in steering the affairs of his administration if he is elected. While commending Nigerian youth for their resilience, Tinubu described them as a source of inspiration, stressing that if he emerges as president, he will create opportunities for them to thrive. He further added that his administration will invest in the electricity sector to power small and medium-scale businesses.
The great Nigerian youths, I said in radio yesterday, don't say Yahoo boys anymore. It's bye-bye Yahoo. Welcome. Technology. Lay the fiber hubs, fiber optic, that will create all spots where people can read.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has appealed to Nigerians to collect their permanent voter cards ahead of the 2023 elections. The former Anambra governor made the call in a video tweet on his handle, stating that the election is a critical and existential election for Nigerians and all must endeavor to vote. His comment came hours after the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, said voters can now collect their PVCs at the various ward levels.
I appeal to Nigerians to endeavor to collect your PVC. The collection ends on the 22nd of January 2023. This election is a critical, existential election for Nigeria, and all of us must endeavor to vote, elders and youths alike.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has hailed Oyo residents who chanted his name at the campaign flag of the governor of the state, Seyi Makinde. Earlier in the week, 4 governors of the PDP, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu, Samuel Othom of Benue, Okezi Ikpeazu of Abia, and Nyesom Wike of Rivers State were in Oyo State to support Governor Makinde. While speaking, Governor Wike told the crowd at Makpo Hall, where the rally took place, that they should vote for PDP candidates at all levels, as he was emphasizing that Governor Makinde will tell them who to vote as president. However, the Rivers State governor was disrupted by chants of Atiku. Reacting yesterday, Atiku said he heard the residents loud and clear, adding that he takes it as a vote of confidence. The Court of Appeal sitting in Sokoto has affirmed Dauda Lawal Dare as the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for Zamfara State. The appellate court, in its ruling yesterday, set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court in Gusau, which had earlier disqualified Mr. Lawal Dare. A three-man panel of the appeal court ordered the Independent National Election Commission (INEC) to accept Lawal Dare as the elected governorship candidate of the PDP in Zamfara. On May 26, 2021, Lawal was elected after he polled 431 votes to defeat Ibrahim Shehu, who came second with 5 votes, and Wadatu Madawaki, who placed third with 3 votes. The Department of State Services, DSS, says it has no case against Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu. On Wednesday, a Federal Capital Territory High Court dismissed allegations of false asset declaration against Professor Yakubu and also barred the DSS, the Police and Code of Conduct Bureau from investigating him over his asset declaration. One Sumadina Uzuamaka had filed a suit against the Attorney General of the Federation and Professor Yakubu, seeking an order of mandatory injunction directing and compelling the INEC chairman to step down pending the investigation and consideration of the allegations against him by law enforcement agencies. Reacting in a statement today, DSS spokesperson Peter Afunaya clarified that the service never went to court against the INEC chairman. He also denied insinuations that the security agency is involved in the matter. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum says his state is 90% safe for the general elections next month. Governor Zulum said this while fielding questions from reporters at the presidential villa in Abuja. The governor said the security situation in Borno has greatly improved, adding that his administration is working to rehabilitate and resettle residents that were displaced by insurgents. He also said there is no official camp for internally displaced persons in Maiduguri, capital of Borno City. A police inspector, Yusuf Jafaru, has been reportedly killed during a gun duel between police personnel and bandits along the Akangwa-Jos Road in Nasarawa State. It was gathered that the incident, which claimed the lives of 2 other persons, occurred on Wednesday when the gunmen opened fire on 5 cops who were on patrol in the area. The state police spokesperson, DSP Rahman Nastil, confirmed the incident to newsmen in Lafia yesterday, stating that 2 of the attackers were gunned down, but unfortunately, 1 police inspector paid the supreme price. It stated that the police command is working round the clock to track down the surviving hoodlums and appeal to residents to watch out for people nursing gunshot injuries and report such persons to the nearest police station. DSP Nantel further called on members of the public to go about their lawful businesses without any fear. You're watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We'll be right back after this break.
Arrested, affected, sound, found. What do we see? What do we say? Flowing from a spring. I packed A to Z. Check and confirm. Ever is pounding current events. Traveling down from the business gist to the globally arising happenings, to the sports news, to the bittersweet infos. Guided transmission, even diffusion, vast and fast, detailed facts are fled. Within seconds, Nuggets of words that flew across borders are fired. Stories short and long, wrapped in bundles of words, broken and dissected as it is, except misheard. This is the news as it is.
Here are 5 amazing fun facts I bet you never knew about Christianity.
Number 1, there are over 2.4 billion Christians worldwide.
Amazing fun fact number 2. The Bible is one of the best-selling books of all time, with more than 100 million copies sold every year.
Most
Thank you for joining us on Spring News at 12 from Western Spring Television. Into other stories, the Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, has advised the new board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, not to give projects to portfolio or political contractors. The governor gave the advice when the new chairman of the NDDC board, Ms. Loretta Onoche, led other members of the board on a courtesy visit to him at the government house, Port Harcourt, yesterday. He called on the board to leave political contractors and go for competent contractors who will stick to delivering quality and enduring work. Wike further advised the new NDDC board to adopt a regional development approach that will strictly commit to the holistic development of Niger Delta states. And in business news, the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting PLC has allayed the fears of Nigerians over the quality of the redesigned Naira notes. The company, also referred to as the Mint, is responsible for producing the Naira, Nigeria's currency. In a statement, its managing director, Ahmed Alilu, said the company's attention has been drawn to various clips, skits, concerns, and comments on diverse platforms regarding the quality of the redesigned notes. Addressing misconceptions about the quality of the new Naira notes, Mr. Alilu said they were of the same substrates as the existing ones and passed through the same printing process and finishing procedures. The NSPM managing director said the new Naira notes leave traces of intaglio links when rubbed on plain white surfaces, adding that it is a security feature which makes it easy to identify fake currency. The Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations says global food prices declined for the 9th consecutive month in December 2022, but rose substantially on a yearly basis. The UN agency made this known in its latest food price index. It said the food price index, which tracks international prices of the most global traded food commodities, averaged 132.4 points in December, down by 1.9% from November, as well as 1% below its value last year. It, however, said for 2022 as a whole, the index averaged 143.7 points in 2022, up by 14.3% from 2021. FAO said the decline in the index in December was driven by a drop in the international price of vegetable oil, together with some declines in cereal and meat prices. However, sugar and dairy prices rose during the period under review. Crude oil prices rose by over $1, boosted by a weaker dollar that dipped on a United States job report. Brent crude futures rose 1.44% to $79.82 a barrel. U.S. crude futures were up 1.45% at $74.74 per dollar. And on the foreign scene, Kevin McCarthy has been elected United States Speaker of the House of Representatives after heated exchanges which almost saw fellow Republicans come to blows. It took 15 rounds of voting for Mr. McCarthy to win the job, despite his party having a majority in the chamber. It came after a dramatic pressure campaign played out live on the House floor as party rebel Matt Gaetz was urged to vote for Mr. McCarthy. The Florida congressman was among 6 holdouts who relented late yesterday. Earlier, amidst heated scenes in the chamber, Mr. Gaetz had almost come to blows with Representative Mike Rogers, a supporter of Mr. McCarthy, but the Alabama congressman had to be physically restrained by colleagues. U.S. President Joe Biden congratulated Mr. McCarthy for his win and said he looked forward to cooperating with the Republican Party.
That was easy, huh? I never thought we'd get up here. Thank you, Minority Leader Jeffries. Hakeem, I've got to warn you. 2 years ago, I got 100% of the vote from my conference.
Still in the U.S., a 6-year-old boy has been detained by police after shooting a teacher in the U.S. state of Virginia. Police Chief Steve Drew said the shooting happened at Rich Neck Elementary School in the city of Newport News. It is unclear how the child obtained the gun, but Mr. Drew said the incident was not an accidental shooting. The teacher, who has not been named and is said to be in her 30s, was left with life-threatening injuries. Mr. Drew emphasized that the shooting had been an isolated incident and stressed that officers did not have a situation where someone was going around the school shooting. Police declined to name the weapon used in the incident, but said the boy had used a handgun. However, parents blamed the lack of proper gun control policies as one of the root causes of the incident.
Okay, that's the biggest problem in this country. The statistics in the UK for crime is 0 for guns. Why is it so bad? Why is there a 7-year-old with a bloody gun? Come on, think about it. Let's do something. We've got a new governor now. Let's do something. Let's change it. You've got a beautiful country. You've got beautiful people. But what's the problem? Guns. How does a 7-year-old have a gun? That's what I'm pissed off with. I'm only here because my husband's in the military. Or otherwise I would not have chosen to come to this country. Thank you, ma'am.
Help, Mommy.
In the Middle East, Iran hanged 2 men today for allegedly killing a security official during nationwide protests that followed the death of 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian woman Masha Amini on September the 16th. The judiciary said in a statement that the 2 men executed had been convicted of killing a member of the Basij paramilitary force militia. 3 others have been sentenced to death in the same case, while 11 received prison sentences. The latest executions bring to 4 the number of protesters officially known to have been executed in the aftermath of the unrest. Last month, Amnesty International said Iranian authorities are seeking the death penalty for at least 26 others in what it calls sham trials designed to intimidate protesters in the popular uprising that has rocked the country. Moving to sports, world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz is out of the Australian Open after suffering a leg injury in preseason training. The 19-year-old Spaniard became the youngest men's world number 1 in history after winning his maiden Grand Slam at the US Open in September. He had been due to play in the Kooyong Classic next week before the Australian Open begins on the 16th of January. Alcaraz's absence at the Australian Open means compatriots and defending champion Rafael Nadal is set to be the men's top seed at Melbourne Park. Similarly, 7-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams has pulled out of this month's Australian Open due to injury. This was confirmed today by the organizers of the season's first Grand Slam. Williams was set to play her 22nd Australian Open after being awarded a wild card to the tournament, which runs from January 16 to 29. The 42-year-old American, who is now ranked outside the top 1,000, was preparing for the tournament at the Auckland Classics where she got injured. Before we end the news, here is a recap of our top stories. General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has urged Nigerians to ignore all manner of prophecies in circulation predicting the outcome of the February 25, 2023 presidential election. The Court of Appeal sitting in Sokoto has affirmed Dauda Lawal Dare as the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for Zamfara State. On the foreign scene, Kevin McCarthy has been elected United States Speaker of the House of Representatives after heated exchanges, which almost saw fellow Republicans come to blows. You can follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Western Spring Television. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. That ends Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. Thank you for viewing. My name is Tunde Ido.
Arrested, affected, sound, found. What do we see? What do we say? Flowing from a spring. A fact A to Z. Check and confirm. Ever expounding current events. Traveling down from the business gist to the globally arising happenings, to the sports news, to the bittersweet infos. Guided transmission, even diffusion, vast and fast, detailed facts are fled. Within seconds, nuggets of words that flew across borders are fired. Stories short and long, wrapped in bundles of words, broken and dissected as it is, except misheard. This is the news as it is.